Okay, on the table width now here, it was originally just pocket screwed with a screw going up to hold the board, not allowing for expansion and contraction. So what we've got to do is put in a slot here and here. I'll do that with the router. I don't have much support for the router here, so I'm just going to support the router off the leg here. Other than that, if there's a wider table, I'd have to put on a support piece here to take the router to keep it balanced. So we just run them slots off on the left hand side here and on the right hand side. Now, because I have a rebate cutter in there, it's not possible to plunge the router, so you will start out here and then go in. So that's enough. That allows me to put in what's called a button on both ends, where the timber will allow it to expand and contract. So rip out the buttons now, next we cut them, and then we're ready to put the top back on. Just one thing to show here, when I'm taking stuff apart, it's always good practice to identify the members so they go back in the same place again. Now this is a very simple table, but if you're doing a more complex piece of work, I just put on masking tape. You can use a marker, whatever you want, but I've just labelled them A, B, C, D, just with component parts so they go back into the same place again. So that's it, there's my slots cut. I don't need to cut them in length, not necessary, you can if you want. The timber doesn't expand much in this length at all, so the screw hole that you hold the tabletop here, the hole going through the pocket screw, I should say here, this hole is larger than the screw, so it allows a little bit of lateral movement and not really either side. More than enough to hold any table. So it's the slot screws that are most important. So that's it. We'll come back and we'll get the buttons out next, and we'll pop them in position then to show you how the top goes on. I can see them finished in when it's inverted upside down. Okay, over and out now, that's the process. Now I'm at the finishing stages of the little table here of everything back together again. It's all assembled. I actually polished it, 3 coats of polyurethane finish on it. And I'm down to the last stages where I put the screws back in. So the screws in the length, I'm using these old time guys. These are the imperial screws. So in this case they're 1 1/4 inch number 10. So that's what that looks like. They're the old steel screws. We used to use those back in the day. That's what we always used. So we put them in on the length. So just screw that one in there. It's the last one to go in. Again, I have a pilot hole drilled prior to putting the screw in. Now on the ends, to make the amend on the ends, we had a slot put in with the router. And this guy here is called a button. That guy there, button. So it's just a little piece of timber with a slot taken out of it. And it sits into the slot there. But the actual height there, that height there, is slightly smaller. The height from here up to the top is slightly smaller than the height on the slot from there to touch the top. And that creates a pinch. So put those in position there. What that does is it allows the table to expand and contract. So what will happen is the block will just move across left to right. Whenever, maybe just give a little bit of friction will actually allow the table to expand, so it's not held rigidly. That's the whole purpose of it. So they are called buttons, and the two of those on either side of this here. As far as I'm aware, I have put in I put in the pilot holes. I'll just get my screwdriver. Okay, so these are the buttons. These are little guys with the slot taken out here. That turn goes into the slot here. It's slightly diminished in height here at this point to allow it to go into the slot and create a pinch between the top and the actual slot itself. So that will be allowed. That allows lateral movement for the table to actually go across, over and back. So I have all these pre-drilled, as far as I'm aware of having pre-drilled the pilot holes, so I'll just drive them home. Get those in position there. And these, just the last two here, just to finish out. Just open that again, it's just going to twist the button a bit. Position there now. It's the same as the end I've just done. Now, that's my table completed. We take everything out of that. Just to reiterate, I've used just the old steel screws in the length, and I've used modern posi drive screws to hold the buttons in position. It's a mix of old and new. I like to do it simply because it shows that somebody has actually come along 100 years later and done some new modern work to it. So it shows up a new tradesperson working on it there. So my hinges in place, you don't stay or didn't touch the leaf on the bottom. Whatever's authentic, leave it authentic. There's no need to be cleaning down. It's the top surface that's important in this case. So you got a new joint in the board, and even though there's a step there, totally irrelevant. So I hope the camera's picking up that. So we take this guy off. Now this is my finished oak table, fully polished, top back in situ again. So you see there we even cleaned up the casters on it. We gave it clean up the sheen on it again. This is the flip, and these are the flaps to pull it out to support the top. Pull out those guys there, and turn it around. See those from the side. So that's it. Cleaned everything on it. It's been polished, and it's a 1928 table as far as I'm aware. So it's older than that. It's minimum in 1928. So that's it. That's good to go. We jointed the boards. You see it from start to finish there, and that's the table finished, complete. So I hope the client is happy with it, and it can function for another 100 years or more without any problem at all. So I hope you like that. It's nice to work to bring these things back to life again. A bit of work on it as always, but working it. So that's it. Hope you like it. Over now for now.